Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening, everybody? Time for a special Wednesday night edition of Thrifty Business. And as always, I'm your one host, Vegas J, and with me tonight is my co-host right here in the studio on a different camera.
Hello.
And my lovely wife hanging out, and my lovely doggies down below me chewing a bone. So we got the whole family. What's happening, Kim?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm
good.
This
is so much fun to be here in person.
All right. Before we get to our guest, as always, I like to match. I like to match my rum and my tiki with Jay's Tiki Talk with my guest. And my guest this week is Trad'r Don. Hey, nice shirt, Trad'r Don.
You too, man.
We are twinsies. I love it. All right. So usually I just drink rum and with a little splash of Diet Coke and lime. But since Don's on and Don is likes to make cocktails, I decided to make my version of the Mai Tai. So let's raise a glass in my Dennis Singh glasses.
Ooh.
Oh, Don, show yours.
Let me see that.
Yeah, show yours again. Nice.
Oh, that is so cool.
so cheers to you.
Wow.
Cole Maluna.
So we think of Jason's Mai Tai.
What rums are in Jason's Mai Tai?
The rums in Jason's Mai Tai are Eldorado 5-year, Smith & Cross, Jamaican, and Cruzon Light.
Very nice.
Yeah. And what are you drinking, sir?
I have made the Nui Nui. Whenever we have fresh oranges in our yard, I do the juice with the fresh lime, allspice dram, vanilla, and cinnamon syrups, and then 2 rums. So I'm doing the OFTD and the Plantation Dark tonight.
So there is no video in the chat, and I have zero idea why.
Uh-oh.
So it wasn't anything I did. We are live. I know you guys can't see us because I watched the chat too. But you obviously can hear us, or you would have said you can't hear us. Let me turn on. I don't know. This is crazy.
Did you told you unplug something else?
This is absolutely crazy. Because what do I do if there's no video? It's gonna be a show of just a lot of words. Oh, wait. Okay. I see Don. I see. All right. I think we're back. Okay. Sorry about that. That is definitely not something I did or did not do. It just happened.
Did they miss Homer?
They probably did. We have to start this
bummer.
But I'm not there. Hold, please.
I'll just be
tonight.
Yeah, this is weird. This is
you've got to.
So I'm sorry for the yeah.
Jason just won't be doing the show tonight.
This is Bizarro World. Yeah, my camera will not kick back on.
Oh no. There it goes.
Nope. No, yeah, I'm still off. This is weird. All right, but you don't need to see me. As long as you can see the screen shares and my co-host and my guest. Oh well.
Share, can we? Share camera if we turn it?
That's right. No biggie. All right, so real quick. Oh, I can't share mine. Kim, show your drink.
Here's my drink.
In the Denison, we're having Mai Tais. Don,
you gotta show that mug.
You have to show that mug. That is so cool.
With the orange.
This is by a local Ohana. This is Tiki Kaimuki in Oakland. This is the cannibal mug. It's a Whopper behemoth.
Yeah.
Interior. Very nice.
All right. Well, enjoy your cocktail, sir. I'm going to turn you off for a little bit, and we're going to do our segments. So just make sure your pants are on when we get back.
Or not.
Or not.
It's okay.
All right. So our first segment of the show, our scores of the week, where Kim and I both show you the cool and awesome stuff that we have sold this week. They are usually bolos. Be on the lookout. Things that you should be looking for in the thrift store. All right, Kim, you are up first. Oh, I got an offer on something. We'll wait for that later.
Ooh, I get these Perverse sunglasses. They have different shops, I think, in malls, but I find them for $1.50, and I can sell them all day long for anywhere between 25 and 30. So I picked these up. I actually have a couple pair. I think you like these, huh, Stacy?
I do love those.
Okay, I'll have to find you a pair.
Yeah.
I'll get those. So, these. We were in Kansas City and thrifting with Pam and Megan, and I spotted these gold shoes. And I ran up to them and I thought, okay, Jimmy Choo, could they be real? Well, for $6, I thought I'll take a chance. Well, certainly they were real. And I just sold them for $224.25 and I paid $6. Woo! Thank you, Pam, because I got her discount. They were going to be 12
Nice.
And then we got them down to 6. So
Nice.
if it wasn't for a discount, they'd have been 12.
So another pair of shoes. These just have to have skates in the bottom.
Yep. These ice skates were actually given to me. And so they were free. And I just sold them for $154. I know. It was a nice gift to be given. So size 6, and it was kind of an odd size. I've had them in my store for a while. So kind of small. And this I've had for quite a while. I loved it. I thought it was very cool. And what I ended up doing is, because half the buttons were covered and not done very well, is I redid the buttons on the front. And I said I redid the buttons. I put them in a navy blue, really cool, old, funky buttons. And I turned around and took best offer of $75. So I did well on that one.
Paid you 100.
Oh, well, shit. Now that I know that.
All right, in the same color scheme is this Lily Pulitzer tunic that I just sold. Only a size small, but I got $50 for it, so I was happy with that. I don't think I would pay like $5 or $6. And then this was purchased at my new favorite place to thrift, Buffalo Exchange, for $11. It was Ozfest from 2008. No one had ever worn this shirt nor washed it. It was still crispy black, and I got $35 for it. So not a huge margin, but I know when I can triple my money quickly. And even when I rung out, the girl goes, I'm surprised that shirt hadn't sold yet. And then I always got to show a sweet-ass CD score. So I don't even know the band Hearts and Flowers, but it looked kind of interesting. I picked it up at a record store for $15, and it was listed for about 2 months. And I sold it for $73 yesterday. So heck yeah. And then this was another Buffalo Exchange, the one in Sherman Oaks in the Valley. I picked this up for $18 and sold it for $67. And the customer wrote to me and wrote, "Sweet Talica shorts. Thanks, dude." So I love that a customer took time to write me back and say, thanks for letting me give you money. That's what I love. All right. You've seen our scores now. Time for our duds of the week. This segment brought to you by Worth Point. If Kim and I had used Worth Point, we probably wouldn't have these duds. Need wheels for that.
Okay. Ugh. This is one of those things that have just been sitting forever. It was one of my daughters, and I thought it was cute, and it just sat in the store forever and ever. And I was so excited when it finally sold for $15. And I even decided I'd pay for shipping and get free shipping on this one. I was going to sweeten the deal and just get rid of it. So, but that, not a good thing.
So the only bummer I think is if this is your only female mannequin, being this dark with this dress, it's hard to see.
You know what I did? I just got a white cover for it.
Oh, good.
So I purchased this. It is the only mannequin I have. But I purchased a white cover. And this thing, this was another one of those things that you just go, oh, just sat and sat. And I don't know, I thought it was kind of cute at first. And I guess that's just, can't shop on what I think's cute. So there's lesson learned. So when it sold for $16, I was excited because it sat, one of those things sat for a long time.
All right, so I thought these would do better just because they were a funky color, but no one seemed to really care that these 501 XXs were olive green. So I sold them for $15. They've been listed for quite a while. I paid $5 or $6, so no real profit there. And then that actually should say $10. Not all my CDs are winners. I'm not exactly sure why I bought Judy Frankel's Songs of the Shepherdom. It's all Yiddish music, but I only sold for $10 with $3 shipping. So not I think I made a couple bucks. I only paid $2, but still Not sure why I bought it, but it left. So I'm happy. It left. All right, you've seen our scores, you've seen our duds. Now it's time for where in the world did our shit go? Where did we send our sales? Because you should be shipping worldwide. If you're not, you are missing out on a lot of customers. There's 330 million customers in the United States and 7.4 billion people in the world. So you should be shipping international. Kim and I both do, and we sell stuff all over the world.
This one, I think we both sent our stuff to the same place, didn't we? To
No,
New Zealand? No?
No, I chose a different one.
Oh, well.
The New
This
Zealand
went
just
to-
happened today.
This went to New Zealand. So I was very excited. It's a very small little box. It only stood about a little bit taller than a Dixie cup, actually. And I was very excited when it was going off to New Zealand.
And then,
And it's, oh, go ahead.
and so what's that box used for?
I'm not sure.
Oh, you don't know? All right.
No, it's just pearwood. I know that. And the carving on it was really pretty. It was dragons and ocean and pagodas.
I love it. And mine was a little town in Manitoba called Winkler, population 12,000. And some young lady, I assume, could be a man, I don't know, needed 4, not 1, not 2, not, oh, what am I doing that for? Nobody can see me. 4 34 double F bras. So I just sent $100 in bras to Winkler, Manitoba.
Wow.
All right, we haven't done this segment in quite a while. So long, I forgot. Oh, it's this one right here. Time for close encounters of the thrifty kind. I decided to make this segment just recurring whenever funny things happen. And man, this week was a load of them. I actually had 4, but I'll save one for next week. So I'm only going to do 3 tonight, but I will let Kim give hers first. You can start describing it, then I'll show your picture.
Okay, so the last few days, Jason has been in LA, and whenever he comes, I go and take my CD lessons here, my music lessons on what to sell. I checked out first. We were at Amoeba Records, and I check out first, and they bring you down to the end of the counter when you check out, and they bring your stuff to you, and that's where you stay. Prevents a lot of shoplifting. So as I'm looking straight at Jason, I see him admiring his beauty. And I get out my camera, and there's Jason at the checkout stand. Now you can't see his head because it's blocked by the 4, but he's taking selfies of himself at the counter being checked out at Amoeba Records. So that was my 13 counter. I'm like, what is he doing?
And then
Posing.
And then here's the picture I was taking.
And the arrow cracks me up.
Yeah, I just noticed that the arrow's pointing to me like, hey, what up? Okay, so while at Amoeba Records, here's my first thrifty encounter. I'm going to give you 2 now, and then Don and I had one back in the day. I go back to the jazz section. So everyone that works at Amoeba is very well versed in all types of music. And the gentleman working the counter in the back, so jazz and the blues section, it's really specialized. You need to really know your stuff. And he was probably my age, so not a young guy. And I said to him, where would I find a net funicello? And he said the soul section. And I said, oh, wait, I had a, all right, I had a picture in case you don't know who a net funicello is. He said she'll be in the soul section. I go, little white girl who's on the Mickey Mouse Club and all the Beach Blanket Bingo movies is in the soul section? And he said, well, spell her last name. Funicello, F-U-N-I-C-E-L-L-O. He looks it up. Oh, she's an oldies. I was thinking of the other Annette Funicello. Oh, yeah, the other Annette Funicello who's a soul singer. Right. Nice covering your tracks there, buddy.
As if there's 2.
Yeah, 2 Annette Funicellos. One happens to be a soul singer. I think not.
And one's an oldies.
I know. All right. So if you watched my mom and I show on Sunday, you saw my sweet, sweet, sweet black velvet painting haul. Well, there's a funny thrifty encounter at this estate sale. I'm in line. I'm number 11th. I'm determined I'm not getting the black velvets. Kim and I are off to St. Louis tomorrow to teach classes. And for the first time ever, if you're in the St. Louis class, Oh,
Can't say
here,
it.
you show,
Oh,
please.
here, I'll show.
There we go.
We have made workbooks. And so Kim was in my ear. I had the headphones on, and we were talking about the workbooks. And so she goes, man, that one dude's really loud. I go, yeah, that dude hadn't shut up since I got here. And I go, I recognize him. I see him at other sales. And no one made any mention if they knew who I was. Not that I expect that all the time, but no one said any words to me. So here's the guy. That's me pointing at him.
Oh, that's him.
We walk in. Or actually, spin your thing around because this is actually a visual I need to give.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Hold on. You need to see me for this one. So I'm grabbing the black velvets and he gets over my shoulder and I don't realize he's there, nor do I realize he knows me. And he goes, hey, man, there ain't no 34J bras at this sale. So the dude knew who I was and knew I looked for big bras. And he goes, love thrift hunters, dude. And he just kept shopping. So there was my thrifty encounters of the week.
True. Drink with 2 straws.
Yep. And I'm breaking stuff in my office.
Okay.
All right. Now it's time for our thrifty tips of the week. Little tips and tricks that make you a better thrifter when you're out in the field.
Okay. I'm like, oh, it's me. Oh, shit. Okay. When you guys go out to, say, bigger stores, bigger boxes, Nordstrom's or Saks or Bloomingdale's, any of those stores, feel the purses, because when you feel a really good leather purse, you'll be able to spot it from across the room. And when we walked into Buffalo Exchange yesterday, I found this purse. I spotted it. I went beelining for it because I knew Jason would try to get there first. So anyways, I went beelining for it, grabbed it, put it on my arm, and I never took it off. It is incredibly soft. I've never paid this much for a purse ever. This was $30. But in doing the research, it goes for $450 all day. So I'm super excited, and I just don't know if I can give it up.
You can.
I'm like, oh gosh. And Jason's like, you have to sell it. You have to. I'm like, oh, I just love it. It's like super soft. I was so excited for the rest of the day. And then, of course, Jason had to find his purse.
So now the audience is telling us things to do. So they want you to move your mouth while I talk.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, we're gonna go now to my part of the thrifting tips. There, you guys enjoy that? All right. Look, all right. I need to be back on camera. Spin me around here, please.
Okay.
Because I got to talk to
Why
my.
don't I just sit over there with you?
Yeah. I got to talk to my LA
I'll just
thrifters.
stand there.
No, stay there. Because once Don comes on, I'll switch to this camera.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Yeah.
All right.
Let me talk to my LA thrifters.
Oh, I don't want to hear about this.
Because Kim's one of them. You see this bar right here?
Mm.
That was on your Craigslist for 2 days. I drove all the way from Nevada to pick up this bar in your backyard for $100. 100 little smackaroos. Now, where are all my Tiki peeps and all my thrifting board surfers and all my secret beachcombers who live in the LA area? Why are you not combing Craigslist? I don't know. I thought I've taught you better. This bar sold and has sold in the past for $1,200, $100. All right, spinning you back
Hold on,
around.
we have a little tangle here.
So that is $100 just to show you. And there's the back of it.
It's very cool. But yes, don't you know, I heard for the rest of the day how I lived in LA and missed it.
The last one I could find sold in 2013 for $600. And as you can see, the eyes light up. Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Pam Kaufman said, we looked for you. Pam, you live in the valley, Pam. $100.
Oh,
That's an
it was in
easy flip.
Sherman Oaks,
And it's
Pam.
with the
I
stools,
can't.
too.
And it came with 2 stools. It works perfect. It's in great condition.
So, Bridget's trying to say I give out so much information I can't absorb it all. Absorb 1 4-letter word. Tiki. That's all I want you to absorb. That's it. 1 4-letter word.
Enid.
Or 1 2-word word. Craigslist.
Enid. Enid.
And all right, now it's time for You Have Got to Be Shipping Me. Right, we give you little tips and tricks what to do and what not to do when it comes to shipping.
Okay. Balloons. Okay, that's shipping. See, there's my shipping tip. Just ship some balloons. Actually, when you don't have those puffy air pillows, which we tend to run out of, I don't know how. Well, I do know how. We have a daughter who likes to sit and pop them really loud and thinks it's very funny. So we use balloons and we pack. We blow up just plain balloons and we kind of use those as opposed to, the air pillows. I prefer the air pillows, but when you're in a jam, balloons will work.
In a pinch.
In a pinch, balloons will work. So that is my shipping tip. And
we need to back up real quick. What brand was that purse? I don't know if you ever said it because someone was asking.
Oh, it's I'll give it to you. Hold on. I have it. I have it.
And yes, the bar came with stools.
Yes.
$100 with stools. What are you doing, LA people? All right, so here's my shipping tip. I had a blackout law. This because I don't need to share my customer's entire address, but for some odd reason, they had 2 suites on their address. They had STE B11 and they had SUIT AMA. I don't know, but let me tell you. When we went to ship it, it would not allow it because you can't have 2 apartments. You can't have 2 suites. But apparently, this customer thinks they need both this set of information to get it to them. So here's my shipping tip. Cut one out of the address line and just pop it up next to their name in the person's name line. That way, the information is still 100% on the label. It's just not in the area where the post office goes, what the what? All right. So make sure that you know how to just cut and paste and edit your things. All right, and now it's time for
Can't even be seen.
I'm doing my little hand gestures and I'm shit. My camera don't work.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. The local audience appreciates it. All right, so Kim is up first.
Okay, don't be afraid to take returns. This was a shirt that I'd sold previously and sold for, what was it? It's like 75, I think the first, was it 65 or 70 for the first time? Didn't fit the person right. I took the return, not a problem. And I resold it within a week of it being returned for $125. So don't be afraid of taking returns. I paid for the return back. So it was free return and I doubled the money and the customer was happy. And this woman happens to be a 65-year-old country Western singer.
Nice. I bet her name is Dottie.
So I asked her to send some photos of her in it. So
I bet your name is Dottie. She has too much eye makeup on.
Probably.
That's what I think. All right, and my eBay tip of the week. I was just on an eBay influencer call at 4 p.m. this afternoon. eBay's guaranteed delivery is being rolled out to more, if not all, eBay sellers. Now, we're not all in it at this moment, but we will be. So my eBay tip is make sure you're in the thrifting board. If you're not in the thrifting board, you should join it because I am going to be sharing my notes with the thrifting board tonight or tomorrow morning. And the 3-day or the guaranteed delivery has been doing very well. So they're showing an increase in sales, an increase of using it, because if you've used the app, you see you can check off guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less. Now you can guarantee delivery, or you can guarantee you're going to ship it out in a day or less. And that puts you in the program too. So I'm going to be talking about that, but we had a guest on that does postcards, and his postcards ship with a stamp, and he doesn't do any tracking, and so he's not going to be part of this. But the majority of us ship products that are a little more thick than a postcard, and so you should definitely be in the guaranteed delivery because that's what customers want. And my tip is listen to what eBay's teaching us, because they're spending. It's $1 billion company that is spending millions of dollars and time to make sure this is what buyers want. And so what buyers want, of course, we all want it. Quick shipping. We don't want to wait forever for a product. I bought a shirt that should have been here a month ago from a major carrier, from a major retailer. They're back ordered. It happens. It's a very popular shirt. They mailed it last Friday and they said, I'm going to get it on Saturday. I'm a month behind and you're going to mail it 8 day. What kind of BS is that? I don't like that. So make sure that when you can ship fast or get it out fast, you do it, because that's what customers expect. You'll get more sales. But like I said, make sure the thrifting board, I will be writing a post about it tonight or tomorrow morning. And last but not least, before we get Don in here, if you're in the St. Louis area, my thrift class on Friday is sold out. But if you go over and you want to take the classroom class, you get me, which you can't see right now, but you also get Kim, who you can see. So we'll be teaching 4.5 hour eBay class. And what I teach you is everything, A to Z, soup to nuts. I teach you all the bolos you're going to need to find in the thrift store. Bolo means be on the lookout. Then once you get it home, how to take quality pictures of it, how to do quality listings, how to add video. You get that nice workbook Kim's showing. And we are going to make sure that you know how to do good listings and with live demonstrations. And the most important thing, can someone hand me a priority box? Can you just reach up and grab me any box up there? I'm going to spin your camera around for a quick second. Just reach up. Any box will do. Thank you very much.
Except that one.
Okay. This is one of my all-time favorite boxes. It is called the shoe box. And we're going to talk about that. Every class I've taught, there's been not one person that knew every single box the USPS gives you for free. And they're all used for a variety of reasons and a variety of ways. So we're going to talk about every single shipping opportunity you have. Do you know how many people don't know there's a legal flat rate envelope? I'm shocked. So
And that these are free.
free.
People don't realize they're free.
Free. They show up on your doorstep.
They deliver.
You don't gotta go nowhere. You go online and go bloop, 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 and hey, it shows up.
They order from the USPS.
So I have all the box examples there. I show you how to Frankenbox, make things smaller, Frankenbox, make things bigger. I show you the tools you get to use. And now that Bubble Fast is a sponsor, they're giving away stuff to everybody. So everyone leaves with parting gifts, and a few of you will leave with even better gifts. Like I've got some cool stuff, some tools. I give away a Tiki mug. Shh, don't tell nobody. So a lot of fun stuff. So go to classwithjason.com. If you're in the St. Louis area, it'll be good for your business. It is a write-off because you're education for your job, and you will definitely come out a much better eBayer and thrifter, because I teach you a lot of things to look for in the store. Kim's going to be teaching you things to look for. Kim's going to be teaching you how to deal with negatives. Something we never really talk about. Tim's going to teach you how to deal with negatives, because she is like the grand champion of dealing with negatives.
I am. I'm the grand champion of dealing with negatives.
That's right.
I don't like them. Oh, and the purse. The purse is made by Marino Orlandi. And it's, let's see here.
Oh, wait, hang on. You're not on the screen. Hold, please.
Oh, hold, sorry.
Okay, back it up a little bit. Just back it up a smidge.
Right there?
And then bring it down a little bit. Bam, there it is.
Marino Orlandi.
Is that like
That's
Tony
the purse.
Orlandi and Dawn?
It might be. And,
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
made in Italy, super soft. And when you feel a good purse, you just know it. When you feel a good leather purse, you just know that it's going to be worth something. I had no idea who the brand was. I just knew it was going to be good. So, even better, I know. I'm excited.
All right. So now it is time to...
I know it does great.
Time to talk to our guest. Who is here tonight? Why, ladies and gentlemen, it is Trad'r Don from Garb Safari. Hey!
Hey, everybody in internet land.
Yay!
What's happening?
Didn't we match earlier, or did I just imagine that?
What'd you say?
Didn't we match earlier, or did I just imagine that?
You imagine that. So, oh, wait. So, wait, I think you guys can see me now. So, hold, please. I'm going to stop screen sharing. I'm going to turn this on. All right. Did I show up? I'm on a different computer now. Yeah, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen, because I've never seen where YouTube's like, screw all your cameras. We're just going to turn them off. This is the nuttiest thing I've ever seen. Hey, I'm on. All right, cool.
Yay!
All right. So, Don, what's happening, brother? How are you?
I'm glad to be on finally. I was dodging it long enough, and I felt that I owed Debbie big time and you, so here I am.
Yes, Debbie, where's the picture? Our producer missing in action.
I know. How meta is that? She's not there, and then she's on my lanai an hour ago, and we're having drinks with her husband and her brother.
That's right.
So, Don, give us a quick little, who are you and where are you?
So I'm in San Jose. I'm about 10 minutes from the mothership. I go to every e-commerce meetup monthly. He's doing that, isn't he? I just know what he's doing.
I'm sorry, Dawn. I'm so sorry.
So I get to go to the e-commerce meetups monthly at the mothership. And,
Doing what, Don? What are you talking about? Yes, this is how nerd level Don and I are. We just have a matching closet, really. Oh, wait, is this camera?
Oh, my God.
Hey.
Oh, that's
I'm
so awesome. So if I remember,
Jason, or is it Don? Is it Jason or is it Don?
So if I remember correctly, after eBay 20 3 years ago, Trad'r Vic's gave you that shirt for free after you unsuccessfully tried to get the waiter shirt that I was wearing, and you would rather like taking a shine to. They didn't have that, so they gave you the shag shirt for free that I paid $80 for 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, I teach people to, you can drink at tiki bars for free around the country, and I teach you how to do it. But look, even when I'm not at tiki bars, or even if I'm at tiki bars that don't have mugs, you see this? It ain't pretty. You see this? I got no cleavage. But guess what? I drink for free. I got this $8 shirt for free. So it can happen. Hey, nice shirt, Don.
Likewise.
I'm just messing with you, brother. I'll change back my other ones. We don't have to be twinsies.
No, do it topless. Come on, I dare you.
I was just gonna say, you know your job is right.
All right.
Yeah.
And this is the episode where Thrifty Business got weird.
Cover that up.
All right. This is the episode where it got weird.
I want to see.
See, your camera should have been off.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so we'll get back to business now that we've got shenanigans out of the way.
Thank goodness. So Dawn, tell us about
So Don lives by the mothership, right by the mothership.
Yes, uncomfortably close. I do. We are eBay Summits, which is a great opportunity to connect with new hire employees and do roundtable discussions about your business policies. And I've done, user experience groups and other little things because I'm local and I've been on the platform for over 20 years. So it's good to have that connection, to be so nearby.
How did you start selling? What made you decide to start selling?
So way back in 1997, when I got on, I was a collector of like vintage space toys, and
oh, cool.
It was funny because I would go to at the fairgrounds, they'd have the collectible shows, and there was actually in the early days there was actually a little small table for eBay, which Griff may or may not been working at the time, kind of passing out flyers like, "Hey, check out our little site." And my girlfriend,
isn't that crazy to think
yeah,
about?
Yeah, I mean, that was just like so above. This is like the first .com bubble too, so that's like a whole different era. But I was collecting things, and it was the year after I started as a buyer in '97 that I decided to start selling some overage. As one often does, you're into a thing, and then you sell off the thing when the shine is gone, and you get into another thing. So the driving force for me was I was financing the engagement ring fund in 1998 and selling off extra space toy things. And so the proposal was in Y2K 99 2000, and we married 17 years now. So that's good. They love that story at corporate. So. But I've always been into music, so the logical place for me to move on from that, especially the proliferation of local Bay Area indie music stores, is very plentiful and low cost. So as Jason knows, with Rasputin Chain and Amoeba, that was a good way to start selling something I was interested in. And so music was the thing I was mostly into in like the what we call it now, the aughts, the 2000s, selling, and I kind of evolved into clothing from there. And you know, whatever else I can find, you know, getting out of my comfort zone that will sell.
My bad for the sound effects. There were shit falling over here. So I'm glad you said that, because that brings me to our thrifty encounter, because you're a witty, well thought out, smart person. So I'm heading to the mothership 4 or 5 years ago, eBay in San Jose. And within walking distance around the corner is a record store that I like to shop at. And it was holiday time. And so Don is well aware that I'm a big Christmas CD nerd, both listening, collecting, or not both, 3 things, and selling. And so I get up to the Bay Area. I'm in San Jose. I go to Rasputin, and I'm just flipping through all the Christmas CDs left to right. And I realized I wasn't on camera. I'm on camera now. Left to right. The last CD on the right, which at any point could have been purchased by anybody. When I get to it, this is on it. Ahoy, Tiki Pug. Slim pickings around here. Cheers, Trad'r Don. And in the middle of me flipping CDs, I did this. All right, I got to turn myself back off. Hold on. I got to turn myself back on. So I'm, oops, yeah. I am flippy. And then I read that and I go,
Where is he?
is he here right now? And I'm like, am I on some kind of camera show? What is happening? And so I text him and he goes, no, I left that a day or two ago. I go, but someone could have bought that CD. The fact that it was still there was so badass. But yeah, I wish I could see the security footage of me going, is he here now? Like, I thought you were like sneaking around a corner watching me. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's one of my best
times.
It was awesome. All right, so you've been on eBay forever. Uh-oh, Don was frozen for a second. Whoop. What did you start selling right away, or were you just buying?
The first year was buying. It was funny because my girlfriend, you know, we were buying at shows and stuff, and she took the plunge first, and I was really skeptical about this whole thing because there's a lot of trust involved, and you know, the whole internet thing was still kind of new at the time for e-commerce, and it was working out good for her, and I still remember. So you're going to ask me what I sold first. It's very hazy what that was, but I do remember what I bought first because I often bring it to some of the eBay, the summits, to show them my first thing I bought on eBay. And it's a Soviet postcard with Yuri Gagarin, the first man in space, because I was kind of into vintage space ephemera as well. And I'll bring that and hold it up for the new hires, and they get a kick out of that. So that was among the first things that I had bought, and then it was the second year in '98 that I started the selling process.
What if the first thing you bought was like a vintage jock strap? You'd be bringing that to eBay. Hey, look at this! Look at this! Bow, bow, wow.
That's better than a speculum, right?
Well, I guess if that's our choice, is 1, 2. I guess yes, you're right. That is better than a speculum.
It takes all kinds, right?
Yeah. You can buy
Anyway.
Yes. All right. So, you know, you're doing eBay, but that is not your sole form of income. You have a jobby job too. Not a full-timer, but a part-timer. Oddly enough, another kind of thrifty encounter, Don and I have had the same job, which is not a common job, mind you. He'll tell you.
No. So my side hustle is I install hot tubs, and these very heavy, like 7 foot by 7 foot, 800-pound things that we put in backyards. Sometimes involves a crane. It's always good for a photo op, you know, if you're able to tear yourself away from the crew that has to lower it down and everything. So if you follow my my Instagram, you'll see various instances where we're putting these in, and it just kind of adds some flavor to, you know, here's the resale life, here's the heavy lifting life, and here's the cocktails and the tiki stuff. So there's a variety of stuff that goes on in my sphere, in addition to the whole parenting thing in the background that I don't illuminate quite so much unless you know me on Facebook personal.
Yeah, so we're talking about parenting in a second, but you know, you said sometimes it's crane, sometimes it's, you know, you're dragging in the backyard on one of those hot tub dollies. Living in Vegas, every backyard is walled in, so it's only crane. And I was selling hot tubs that weighed about 1,000 pounds. So yeah, for a while my job was watching a 1,000-pound brick come out of the sky, and I'm talking to the crane driver, boom down, crane down, boom down.
Yep.
You gotta get that 1,000-pound thing landed right where it should be, because you ain't pushing it.
Right.
So yeah, so Don and I, we love Tiki. We obviously have the same exact clothing in our closet. We make cocktails and we delivered hot tubs. And we love music. So yes, we are definitely brothers from another mother for sure. Do you ever sell cheerleading uniforms?
I dated the cheerleader captain in high school, if that counts.
All right, well, close enough. Close enough.
And Debbie says that you make great tiki drinks.
Oh, thank you. I try my best. It's so all the people in the tiki scene, you have to have the $10 app, the Beach Bumberry Total Tiki app, which has like over 250 recipes on it. So you can follow directions, and you're just you know, don't compromise, and it's all nuts and bolts. You know, you can do it properly with fresh squeezed juices and getting the right bottles, you know, in your cabinet.
I didn't know there was an app.
Yeah,
I'm going to be a tiki drink maker.
For everything.
I guess so. I missed that app.
Best $10 you'll ever spend on your phone, for sure.
Wow. Because Debbie always says, "Oh my gosh, Trad'r Don makes the best tiki drinks ever." And his
better than Jason.
Well, you know,
Debbie?
Debbie's not here. Hey, you know, I'm a little sad right now because my mom just wanted to adopt you. Does that mean I'm out, Mommy?
Oh,
My mom in the chat said she wants to adopt you. Am I done, Ma? Is that it? She wants two of me? What?
Hey, Kim, Jason's just jealous he can't get plantation products in Nevada for some crazy reason.
That's it.
I have to have it brought in, but I get them.
No, tell us. I know you're busy with your store, with the jacuzzis, with but you have a little one and a teenager.
I do.
That must keep you really busy.
Extremely. It's a lot of plate spinning. I have a 13-year-old. He'll be 13 next month. My daughter turned a year and a half yesterday. So that's a big life surprise when you're approaching 50.
Surprise!
Yes.
Hey, it keeps
But
you
it's a
young at
delight.
heart.
It does.
And I mean, come on, it's a little girl.
Definitely, yeah. We wanted an even set. We got the boy and the girl.
That's right. little far apart, but I bet she has you wrapped around her finger.
Definitely, and her grandparents are going to live to be 100. Definitely, it keeps them going to it.
Stacy just said built-in babysitter. I never thought of it that way. Yeah,
Absolutely.
hell yeah. My mom was leaving us alone when I was 11. I was making dinner for my brother and sister. Different times.
Hamburger helper.
No. I fancy myself a little Chef Junior. I got out the recipe book and I was making things. I remember very distinctly that one time I confused teaspoon with tablespoon. It was supposed to be a teaspoon of salt, and it was a tablespoon of salt. And Mom and Dad were like, "This is good." Yeah, but I realize now that was a lot of salt. Woo! All right, so here's the important questions, Don. How many rums in your home bar?
It fluctuates all the time because I've got a lot of thirsty friends that come over every Thursday. We have Tiki Thursday. We actually rotate, so I host every 3 to 4 weeks. Honestly, with my income situation, I don't have like a enormous surplus, but I definitely always have the OFTD, which, you know, we both know is incredible. That's like so good. And yeah, at any time there's a half dozen. I'm always like stocking up every other week for sure.
Yeah, for those who don't know, if you're into rum, even a smidge, and you can get Plantation OFTD. I'm going to tell them what it stands for in a second, Don, but what's the made-up thing so they can actually sell it? Do you know what it is?
Oh, fuck, that's delicious.
No. You just ruined the punchline, you ding-a-ling. No.
I thought you... Oh.
No.
Right.
Whatever they made up so the stores would carry it. Yeah, the marketing. It stands for something official sounding, but yes, it is oh, fuck, that's delicious is what the real name of the rum is. And so we've had... there's about 6 or 7 guys that made that rum with Plantation, and Don and I are friends with... between the two of us, probably all of them. And yeah, it is it's an overproof rum that doesn't taste like you're drinking gasoline. It is amazing. So put that on your shopping list. All right, Don, how many mugs you got?
A lot less than you, but I've got about 150. I'm constantly like weeding out the earlier ones, and not knowing where you're going to go with the whole Tiki thing. I've got a few things pulled that you may or may not have in your collection
Let's see.
that aren't vintage.
Oh, so someone just said in the chat, old-fashioned traditional dark.
That's the one.
Yeah. So thanks, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Let's see the mugs.
Yeah, let's see what you got. What you got pulled there, Sonny?
So you've been to a drift in Denver?
I have, but I don't have that mug. I was at a drift when it first opened.
Right, yeah. So Pop Tiki of Colorado finally put these out, and my wife went for a girls' trip recently, and she's like really into thinking we got too many mugs, and so I think it's incredible that she's been to a place I haven't. She has the mug for it, so I think this is like an essential thing to have in the collection.
Definitely.
A good local peep of mine. This is Tiki Tucker. He does our local home tiki bar crawl every year.
That's great.
And he's a Renaissance man. He's a brewer and an IT guy by profession, and a woodworker and a ceramicist. And so this is the like 4th year he's done our home tiki crawl. This is a gunmetal gray. He's done every mug of like the 36 pulls in a different interior and exterior. Really good stuff. Cool. Yeah. And then more accessible. This is a Mondo release. Who can identify this in the chat? What character is this? What pop culture character?
I can identify it, but I'll let the chat identify it.
I generally don't like character mugs, and I caved on this for some particular reason. I think it was a slow week, but it really spoke to me. I kind of regret not going to the Alamo Draft House, where they did offer like the traditional, the Kontiki brown version. You know, this is more of like the gray version.
So Chris Brown was the first one to get it. Iron Giant.
Yeah. So anyway, it's fun. I don't do the whole Star Wars Guardian of the Galaxy versions. You know, I mean, they're clever, but not essential in my opinion.
So what's the all right? So we're gonna stay in the Tiki talk for a second. Then we're gonna talk about how you market yourself in a bit. But what's the best Tiki bar in your opinion that you've been to in the country? And for whatever reason, it could be drinks, atmosphere, owners, whatever. What's the best one that you said, man, if I only got to one more bar, it'd be this?
Well, as you know, we're incredibly blessed in the Bay Area with like numerous options, and Smuggler's Cove, hands down. I mean, they end up on the Esquire best cocktail bars in the country every year. You know, Martin Cade is just you know, he's a mogul extraordinaire. That place is amazing, and you know, we drank there together last August. It's my happy place for sure. I mean, we went there about a month ago. I don't get there as often as I'd like. We're 50 miles away, but yeah, it's definitely a world-class destination, and we're very fortunate to have it. I still have not been to the Mai Kai. I'd love to get out there at some point.
Oh, be still my heart. That was that heart attack right there.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people that have. I mean, like a third of my mug collection are from places that I haven't been. So I'm well connected, but they're definitely like placeholders of places I will get to. In fact, we were talking about maybe taking advantage of the fact we're not going to Oasis this year, and maybe going to the Mai Kai in a small group instead. So that's on the horizon.
All right. So, and I'm going to have Kim ask you a question in a second, but one more Tiki question. So what is the Tiki bar anywhere in the world that you haven't been to besides the Mai Kai that you want to make sure you get to?
I'd have to say at this point, I still haven't made it to Hale Pele. I'd love to go there. 3 Dots and a Dash sounds great as well. So those two for sure.
So tomorrow, Kim and I will be at Taha'a Twisted Tiki in St. Louis, Missouri. The problem is every Tiki drink starts with Malibu.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. So we're going to stick our head in there. But then Saturday, we're driving 2 hours to Jefferson City for drinks at the Shrunken Head Tropic Lounge, which gets a way better rating with way better rum. So
yeah,
we'll be hitting 2 new ones. So, you know, Tiki's alive and well everywhere. St. Louis, Jefferson City, Kansas City, everywhere you go.
I'm so new to this whole thing that I'm learning so much from all of you guys. It's a really cool, just like Ohana. I mean, it's a great group.
You get to drink from the fire hose, Kim, right?
That's right. Oh my goodness. All right. So tell us, you're really big with your marketing. I mean, I know Garb Safari, you get your name out there. And there's a lot of people that know who you are, know the store. Tell us a little bit about Garb Safari, what you sell, and what you do for your social marketing and networking.
So Garb Safari, I rebranded about 5 years ago with an emphasis on clothing, and I still sell a lot of music again because of it's a kind of a plentiful thing in my area, and then I'm an enthusiast. So especially with digital media, I'm ripping copies for myself of things that I'm then like sending on its way to customers. I do market myself primarily through Instagram, which I consider social selling. So I'm very much into the 80-20 metric of 80% social versus 20% actually flipping a product.
Mm-hmm.
So I use that opportunity to harness, you know, my creative eye and my encounters from day to day, and what I can do for that 80% in terms of moving ahead post by post. Literally every fifth post is kind of like, you know, here's a thing for sale, here's a link to go to it. It's passive, it doesn't beat you over the head, it's not spammy. So it's very much of like, you know, enter my sphere, enjoy these things which may inspire you or amuse you, sort of situation. And every once in a while, you know, if you want to buy something, here it is, kind of thing.
You have a really keen eye with your Instagram. I love looking at your Instagram posts. It's like almost, it's magical. I mean, it really is to see how you post.
Thank you.
Bits and pieces of your life, and then something goes for sale, and then bits and pieces of your life. It just kind of flows in a way that not many Instagram posts or accounts flow. So it's very cool.
I appreciate that.
I really enjoy looking at the things you do post.
I think we need a fearless leader have more of an Instagram presence. He's definitely
yeah.
Well, I was just going to say, did you just volunteer to teach an Instagram webinar?
Yes.
I think you just did.
I think we need an Instagram webinar.
And somehow my camera just started working. So
as long as there's a disclaimer, it doesn't, you know, it's not for everyone. I don't have an overwhelming number of followers, but I've got a decent number of people that I highly respect that like what I do, that encourages me. And again, at the end of the day, it's stuff that it's scratching an itch of what I feel like, you know, it feels right to put out there. I'm expressing myself, and it's an editorial dialogue that, I feel the need to put out. And there's enough people that grasp onto that makes it worthwhile to me. So
weren't you a photographer in the past?
I got a degree. I got a degree in traditional photography from San Jose State, like in 1994, before it was digital.
Wow.
And, but it's all about the composition and, the point of view. So, you can take it from there.
How many Instagram posts do you post each day? Like on average?
On average, I do between 12 and 18
122.
a week.
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Say that again. I didn't hear it. Sorry. How many?
Between 12 and 18 a week. So, I was on a jag yesterday where, I would do 4, which is a lot for me in a day. So I was hyping my appearance on the show in addition to putting a product out there. And, there's a whole science to like what and why you would do something. Some of it's like reposting other people's things, showing support kind of thing. Some of it's screenshots. And then, some of it's downright, here's what I encountered, and it's like spur of the moment kind of thing. So,
but you do have a keen eye, and to sit and to go through your Instagram, it's really enjoyable.
So you're Callum's mom, right?
I am. I'm Callum Matt's mom.
So
I lost my identity after having children.
Kim, you are heart deficient on my feed, so I'm glad you said that. But you don't click the like button ever.
I do.
Maybe in your head.
I do. Oh, well, now I'm going to hit it all the time. I'm not one. I tend to stand back and look at things and observe. I'm more of an observer than getting myself out there or posting a bunch of things. But I do appreciate your Instagram. I do appreciate how you put things together and how it flows. It's neat.
Well, thank you for saying so. I appreciate that.
All right, now I'm going to heart you all the time.
Linda said,
So just know that.
Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Linda in the chat said the same thing. Your Instagram's awesome.
There's people.
Garb
Thank you so
Safari.
much.
Yep.
I
Donna's
appreciate
Garb
it.
Safari. You can easily find them. Is that a old school color changing wheel? Everyone wants to know.
I do have the vintage Christmas tree wheel on the floor to add visual appeal in the background. Thank you.
And
Good
then,
eye.
in case Kim has never seen herself on 80 inches,
What?
there we go. We've been sent this picture.
Oh, that's nice.
So if you have a smart TV or a TiVo, you can watch all my YouTube shows
On 80.
on your big TV. So there's Kim and there's me hard at looking around. So there we go. So, you know, I know my mom watches. Stacy usually watches. This is Eric watching. So you can watch
where am I?
on
Where's
TV.
Stacy?
What, you weren't on the camera? All right, Don, let's talk about
Get in here.
your scores of the week, because you got some crazy wild stuff here, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, I didn't tell you, Don. If you click on the window of your scores, it'll be on your whole screen. So if you click on it, it'll be.
There we go. There we go.
Sorry about that.
Oh, how cool.
All right, so first up, we have this Circus Punks Baby Tattooville Carnival Knockdown doll. This is a one-of-a-kind item that I found in the plush aisle of a Goodwill. People assume was a toy, and looking at the information on the bottom, I discerned it was kind of an artist collaboration. So just a little bit of research online kind of revealed this little Southern California cult meetup, which also includes Frank Kozik and Shag. They were not involved in this particular piece, but I was able to locate a photo from the exhibit that I included that actually shows this very piece on a table with others. And being one of a kind, I kind of shot for the moon, and I was able to get the $200 in a relatively short amount of time. Very grateful to have that. There was kind of a little deja vu, because there's a whole wall of these at the Brook and Bowl in Vegas when we were at eBay 20. I remember kind of geeking out on those, you know, the little carnival knockdown circus punks. And just a couple months later, I came upon this, and it was like, oh yeah, this is a good one. So I was happy to find that. Good return on investment on that one, $3.
That's great.
And then this was part of my campaign to get out of my comfort zone, maybe get some luxury goods. This was a total shot in the dark. This was $2. But you know, it's funny. You see fine leather, and you know, it was. I just knew there was something about it, and it was only after I got home that I kind of found the history that I included in the listing, and it was this Gukra belt by this company in Norwalk, Connecticut, and I was. You know, it blossomed to 8 watchers within like a day, and it sold in 3 days for the full amount. And again, this is all research through WorthPoint for the most part and completed. And yeah, so once you sell one of these things, it just, the brand emblazons in your brain, and forever after, you know, it'll ring a bell if you see it again.
And you can always tell fine leather when you feel it, you know.
Yeah, buttery soft.
Yes.
And the holes were not abused.
That's great. It's beautiful.
Oh, that's awesome.
This is a good one-of-a-kind item. I actually paid $25 at a flea market for this from another kind of vintage reseller. But you know, it's one of a kind. It's a vintage Levi's Made in USA jacket, which I always look for Made in USA, and I love Levi's. So yeah, I knew this was a good thing to get, and it sold pretty quickly as well for most of the asking price. Yeah, I just love things that there's just, you know, nothing else like it in the world.
Yep, that's great.
Yeah, I always wonder if, you know, it was, you know, did an artist wear that and creating something else, or, you know, were they like painting a house and that's just like splatters, you know, who knows? So this is a good lot. This was actually acquired over time and like relisted and readjusted as I acquired more pieces. One of the great things is Yahoo is no longer. It was acquired by Verizon last year. It's, you know, now been kind of pieced out into components known as Oath and Altababa. So Yahoo things are very collectible in the sense of dead tech. They did a yearly Oktoberfest with a different mug every year. And so this is a lot that I put together. One of the great things about this is since I don't deal with a lot of breakables, there's the potential of it being a drag to ship, although I did cover myself with the shipping cost. I did offer it turns out a local buyer, I did offer them local courier for a small discount, and I ended up delivering it myself. and still
local courier equals Don.
Me.
That's right. That's right. So that was a good sale.
Yeah, it is.
All right, but like Kim and myself, not are all scores. Don's got a couple duds also.
So I'm kind of embarrassed because these are old pictures. I don't represent myself like this nowadays, but probably earlier this decade, I bought a bunch of these Ziggy Macho mugs. They're each 3 pounds. They're very big for probably $3 a piece. This latest pairing probably took 4 years to sell, and I had the best offer. And I only got like 20 for it, and the shipping covered it. But yeah, the amount of real estate they take up in the meantime. There's so many times I debated taking them down and getting rid of them. And, these sold like a month ago. So I was just glad to have them go, and I got a little bit of profit, but I held on for a lot longer than I wanted.
And last dud.
So this is still listed, and this is very puzzling. I think these are cool shirts. I've got a couple of them. This is the haunted house at the like Six Flags places, and I thought there'd be a horror buff that would like these. These have fluctuated. Again, I've had these for 4 years, and 4 Halloween seasons, and no one ever nibbled. And I thought in the teens was definitely reasonable.
Yeah.
So I'm at the point of donating. Unless somebody wants to come across the aisle there.
So if you guys need that T-shirt, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that! We're twinsies again.
Holy shit.
So before we say goodnight, Don also does some arts and crafts, and he made me this awesome little badge to wear at events.
I thought you didn't like it.
Are you kidding?
Are you kidding? It sits on my
God.
desk. I look at it. Oh,
You never put it on last year, so I'm like, oh, he hates
Every
it.
morning.
If I didn't put it on, it was not because I didn't like it. No, it sits on my desk. I look at it every day.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
You sit with my Ant-Man and my Breaking Bad. This is
You hold good company.
Olaf. Yeah, you sit with all my fun toys. See, we all have our little toys on our desk. So,
Are
heck
you
yeah.
going to eBay Open this year?
I am going, yes.
Yay!
Yay!
The cheerleading committee back here.
Hey,
All
I
right.
want to show you one last thing. I am I'll grudgingly do Sailor Jerry and Coke on occasion, and it was only this year it was brought to my attention that if you peel the label off, the backside each has a different pinup sticker. It's like
You just found out that?
Yeah, somebody hit me to that, and I get like gifts every year at Christmas, and yeah, it doesn't go very quickly. So I finally peeled that off, and so maybe everybody knows. I don't know. You knew that though, yes?
Oh yeah. I
empties a lot of bottles.
I empty a
We see
lot of
it.
Sailor Jerry bottles. All right, so we had one last good question in regards to Tiki. Is there, I don't even know if we can answer this question right this second, but is there a holy grail Tiki mug that you have that I'd be jealous of that I don't have?
Probably not. Debbie did want me to like hold this up. This is the co-branded desirable Tiki Bob that's got both Sacramento and San Francisco on it.
Okay, there you go. I do not have that version of the Tiki Bob, so there we go. See, look at he knew that question was coming. It's in his damn hand. How did that happen?
But the one thing she wanted me to point out was, like I'll do the flick test. I don't get the clean ring, which means there's a buried crack somewhere. It's not visible, but you don't get that ring when you flick against it. So
I do not. But like you, I'm assuming we're the same in this aspect. If you find a rare one that's not the best condition, you would take it over not having one, right?
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. I got good mugs that have like holes in them until I find a better one, because I just want that cool vintage mug on display. And for those of you who aren't like hardcore nerd collectors about anything, this is what nerd collectors do. We will buy a crappy one until we can find a better one. So just
it's called a placeholder. Yes.
Just because you find a crappy one, if it is a rare item, and then it doesn't have to be Tiki, don't just pass it by because it's got a little water damage or a little hole. If it is something in pristine condition worth hundreds, even a destroyed one or a beat up one, you can get 50, 60, 75 for it, because like Don said, it's a placeholder.
That's right.
Find a better one. So there we go.
So what is your holy grail? What is the one Tiki mug that you are looking for, that you have to have?
I would like I would like to get the Steve Crane, the Bird Bowl, and the Jay. What's the palace in Detroit that had the
Mauna Loa.
Yes, the drum mug. I would like to get one of those too.
Do I have the drum? I don't think I have we have the cauldron. We don't have the drum, and I do have the bird bowl.
Gotcha.
So you can come over and just admire it in my house.
I will.
You can just smile and take pictures with it.
This July, yes. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it in the bathroom for selfies.
Yeah, Kim steals things when she's here.
I do. No, I'm putting it up for sale. I'm putting up his blow. I did. I took his little megaphone, and he's a little bitter about it. But I told him I was going to take it prior. He blew out my eardrum with it, so it's still at my house, and it's going to go up for sale next week.
And
so
the proceeds will go to the Southern Nevada Pug Rescue.
That's right. And the proceeds will go to Pug Rescue. So any of you that want to buy Jason,
what is happening right now? I want my toy back. God dang it!
No.
All right, we are way over the hour, but with Don, it's one of those shows that we could go on forever. But I gotta get up at 4:30 and catch a 6 a.m. flight. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to end this fun. But Don, will you come back someday?
Definitely. Big blast. Thank you, guys.
Oh, thanks for coming on. I definitely want to have you come talk Instagram in the Secret Beach because you definitely have this artistic eye and thought about it where you're like, it's not just buy my shit, is fun stuff. Hey, I'm selling something. Wink, wink. So yeah, we definitely want to talk about that. So Don, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Kim, thanks for being co-host.
Aloha.
Thanks for picking up dinner. You haven't done it yet, but you're gonna, because we gotta prep for the St. Louis classes and my St. Louis peeps. I'll see you guys. Some of you tomorrow night. A lot of you, love you Friday. A lot of you Saturday, and we will end on that mug. Have a good night, and next week we'll be back to Thursday on our normal night. We'll see you guys all Thursday.
Oh. I dropped my phone.
I guess Don is done. So good night, everybody.